morning I'm going to talk to you about the SGT-A35 RB gas turbine, which is an updated offering in our gas turbine portfolio and ideally suited to offshore applications. It is a development based on aeroderivative technology that we've acquired from the Rolls-Royce Energy Systems acquisition and based on the legacy of the industrial RB211. So I will talk to you briefly about the challenge that some of you are facing in the offshore applications particularly, and a little bit about how the SGT-A35 RB represents an ideal solution to those. But focusing on the solution from the point of view of the core engine technology as well as the package, offshore package that we've developed together with our new colleagues from the Dresser-Rand business. And then conclude talking about some of the key benefits that this product represents around optimized performance, the higher power density that this configuration offers in terms of reducing the footprint of the power generation equipment on the top side of an FPSO, but also talk a little bit about how the package is optimized for maintainability and maximize the uptime of the unit and ease the maintenance activities. So the challenge that particularly offshore applications are facing these days is primarily around increasing the power density of the power generating equipment. That is really because over time we are accessing deeper reservoirs which require more power, but also increasing the power output and the power density of the power generation allows reducing the footprint of the power generation equipment, which translates in significant cost savings when you consider that it's not only the cost of the power generation itself, it's the costs associated with all the supporting structure and steel work. So for every ton saved on the top deck, you might be saving a few, several hundreds thousands in terms of steel work and support structures. But also increasing the power output of a single drivetrain can also allow reconfiguring the process and perhaps reducing the number of powertrains that are required to support all of the process duties. So again, it's significant cost savings that are coming from that. So our solution is really based around a gas turbine that offers best-in-class power density, the SGT-A35 RB. We've developed it building from the legacy of the aeroderivative industrial RB211 that came to us from Rolls-Royce, with the increased power output, it can enable significant savings and better overall economics of an offshore application. How we did it, talking about the gas turbine, the core engine itself first, we started from proven components on the industrial RB211 legacy. You have to think of this unit having roughly 40 years of history and accumulated now about 37 million operating hours in service across different applications, industrial power generation and a lot into the oil and gas industries, both mechanical drive and power generation. So we're built on proven components, and what you see on this image here is how the gas turbine is configured. So we've used the existing gas generator, so the core engine from the industrial RB211 legacy, and matched it to a power turbine which uses components that we already use on the industrial Trent and come to us from Rolls-Royce Aerospace on their Trent aero engines. So there is very little new in this configuration, hardly anything, in fact nothing on the rotating equipment itself. All of the components are already validated and proven in service across industrial applications, but also in flight and in marine applications, as Rolls-Royce uses some of these components in their marine products. So what we've done is to configure those two together, keeping the architecture with a free power turbine that characterizes the industrial RB211 product line, that is able of that can do applications in mechanical drive or power generation. And we've now introduced two different power ratings on this unit, one at about 34 megawatts and one at around 38 megawatts. And the 38 megawatts really represent the highest power available in this class of products. It is about 10% more power than any other product in this class. And we've done it by keeping the overall footprint of the unit approximately the same. So the footprint and the weight of the unit are more or less the same. So that translates into significant increase in power density, and that is really what translates into the cost savings. The way we've done it for the 34 megawatts variant is essentially the same as we already had, just with a power turbine that is now optimized to operate at 3,600 RPM or 3,000 RPM, so that we can direct drive a two-pole AC generator in power generation applications, or use it for mechanical drive applications as well. Whereas for the 38 megawatts variant, we've done that by increasing by one stage the number of compressor stages in the gas turbine. So essentially putting a zero stage at the front of the unit, but without making any changes to the hot end of the unit. So that is really a low-risk approach in terms of keeping things unchanged on the more technically advanced part of the core engine, and just focusing on the cool components at the front to reduce the technical risk. We've now validated with an extensive program of testing at our factory in Montreal in Canada. We've validated both of these configurations and are now ready to assemble those into the package. So I'm now going to hand it over to Matthew, who's going to talk a little bit more about the package configuration.
Thank you, Cristiano. As Cristiano talked about the core gas turbine, I'm now going to talk to you about the package. So Siemens have made several acquisitions over the last couple of years in the oil and gas space, acquiring Rolls-Royce Energy Division, as well as Dresser-Rand. Both of those companies have a long experience in packaging gas turbines in the oil and gas space and for offshore. In designing our package, we've taken a best of the best technology approach using proven technology solutions from Rolls-Royce Energy, Dresser-Rand, and Siemens. As we designed the package, we focused on maximizing availability and reliability. Ultimately, we want to keep your equipment up and running as much as possible, so the entire package was all designed around keeping the engine running at all times, and if you do have a service event, to get that service very quickly and get you back up and running as quickly as possible. The core package is based around the torque tube base plate design. This is a very compact, lightweight design. Allows you to get the smallest footprint possible while fitting the maximum amount of equipment. The other advantage of the torque tube is it allows you, the torque tube is a round design that runs along the middle, bottom of the base plate. Allows you room to put a lot of your components around the side of that torque tube, which allows you to very easily access those components for maintenance. So they're right there available to get to whether you need to change an oil filter or a fuel filter. They're very easily accessible right on the side of the package. You don't have to climb inside the package to get to them. That compact design has a very small footprint available, gives you the maximum power density available on the market. We've got over 40 years of packaging experience behind this package across all three industries, and again, taking the best of the best approach. We've got multiple package options available, whether we want to drive a mechanical drive compressor. In power generation, we have two configurations available. You can run a 4-pole generator, or if you want to eliminate the gearbox, we can also run a 2-pole generator. Eliminating the weight, again, eliminating another piece of component that you need to maintain, and also minimizing the footprint to get you down to even smaller footprint size as well. All of our packages are supported by Siemens Service, which we have available in country. We've got the largest service network available, so wherever you're operating in the world, we've got service personnel very close by. So if you got a local phone call as your first call to your line of service, if that person's not available, they're always supported by a 24/7 operations desk. So if your local support's not available, there's always somebody available to call to get you out serviced, to get you back up and running as quickly as possible. So to highlight a lot of the benefits, we're now offering the highest power density available for the offshore package, 38 megawatts in a very compact, small design, lightweight, compact package. It is evolved from the industrial RB211, which has got a lot of experience, over 37 million operating hours of experience behind that package. Again, your 34 megawatt configuration is all proven technology. It's operating out there in the industry today. 38 megawatts, the only change is to the compressor section with a little increased mass flow. So again, a very proven technology to upgrade that to the 38 megawatts. It is optimized for hot climate, which is where the majority of FPSO applications are operating today, continuing to be installed. Another benefit is we've got no hot lockout on our engines. So all of our competitors have an issue. If you do have a black stop issue, you need to get that unit restarted. Within about 15 minutes, you're going to be locked out for 4 to 6 hours, depending on the configuration. We've maintained the aeroderivative designs. We have no hot lockouts on our engines. So if you have a trip, you can restart in 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. You can restart at any time. Very fast engine changeouts. Again, we've maximized the package to maximize the service time, so you can swap an engine out very quickly. Again, it's a modular engine, modular power turbine, so if you have to do a service event very quickly, you can slide those components out, slide a new one back in, get yourself back up and running again. Again, multiple configurations for mechanical drive, or you can direct drive in 50 or 60 hertz application, eliminating that gearbox. And ultimately, we want to keep you up and running. That's the biggest benefit. We want to keep you up and running at all times, producing power and giving you maximum benefit.
Siemens, ingenuity for life.